It is. Yeah, it
Mhm.
is. Yes, it
It's
is.
Saturday Night Live. It's been a while, but we're back. Yep, it's us two mores again. All right, it's the mantra time. All right, tonight is the primordial trust. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great no things of the almighty powers, of the great no thingness of almighty flow, the great no thingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now. Being and becoming the great primordial dragon god sun, Kundalini flames now. Whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakra to our central heart chakra and all the way up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first eye, our Lord Amunel Dragra, our hidden priestly grandmaster Magi Dragon God, Son, King, and Queen, and igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon God, Son, Kings, and Queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies, now willing all of the powers, all of the forces, all of the elements, and all of the essences, dark matter and dark energies and ethers, ruling the entire omniverse, the earth, the physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies within the absolute all, into being and becoming all of our will servants, so serving all of our will's objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, being and becoming our own Grandmaster Mother, Dragon God, Sun, Light Being, Mind, Ship, Merkaba, now opening up a supermassive black hole, folding out of this space time continuum, returning back to our original primordial beginning, returning back to our original primordial station and original primordial DNA blueprint before creation and humanity, and before the fall of our primordial soul, renewing primordial dark our dark matter and dark energy soul, reabsorbing our original primordial essences, reigniting the divine spark back to its original primordial charge, recharging our infinite soul back with the great mother dragon goddess queen, being and becoming one with the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and destruction unto this multi universe created by the lower multi dimensional archonic demiurge angelic demonic energies that slayed our primordial souls before creation, using our primordial energy to create this light and energy extraction creation matrix, imprisoning our souls, keeping us ignorant of our true higher and lower inner selves, so we can feed off of our light through this wicked worldly system until now, because now's the time of their fall, as our higher primordial dark matter, dark energy self return back to creation from our primordial beginning, traveling through a supermassive black hole in our grandmaster mother, dragon god, sun, light beam, mind, ship, Merkle, but now ripping through and tearing holes into this space time continuum, circling all of the corners of the earth, awakening all of the holy, divine, infinite, magical sparks at once. Now, all shedding their physical cocoons, being and becoming beings of dark matter, dark energy, and emitting a new light, a new primordial light, now all ascending up into the Grand Master, Mother Dragon God Sunlight Being Mind Ship Merkaba, along with the infinite soul of Mother Earth, leaving an empty shell behind as we open up a supermassive black hole, folding out of this created matrix as it is completely destroyed, as we're all now reunited back with the infinite all as one. Now, free to begin experiencing true divine love, begin becoming a new primordial universe where the earth is renewed into something beyond any description, as our souls are now free to learn and grow and learn and to become our own worlds as kings and queens exploring a new and never explored universe and multiverse in peace, love, and harmony until this day of Brahma becomes the next night of Brahma. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great no thingness of the almighty powers, of the great no thingness, of almighty flow, the great no thingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we are now will and commanded to be. Abracadabra, Ashe. Crown chakra day libations. Aim the nothingness, Ashe. Aim soft, the infinite, Ashe. Aim soft or the infinite light, Ashe. Adam Catman. Atik Yaman, the ancient of ancient, the most ancient of days, the primordial Christ, Ashe. Absolute emanations, the supernal holy universe manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical names, the cosmic Christ, Ashe. The great abyss of Gnosis, our crown of Zeramp, and the small face, the indwelling Christ, the black hole kingdom, Doth, Ashe. Berea, form, creation, and paradise manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical dark archangels and demons, Ashe. Yetzirah, foundation, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical orders of dark angels and demons. Ashe. Ashia, the physical world in the making, the universe of action, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical earthly kingdom. Ashe. Yeshida, the holy divine spark, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical will. Ashe. Heya, the holy divine infinite magical life force, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical desire. Ashe. Neshama, our holy divine infinite magical heavenly soul, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical thoughts. Ashe. Ruach, our holy divine infinite magical soul, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical word spoken through us. Ashe. Nephish, our holy divine infinite magical earthly soul, manifesting into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Ashe. Kether, the supernal crown. Ashe. Hakma, the supernal father, wisdom. Ashe. Bana, understanding and intelligence, the supernal mother. Ashe. Doth, the great abyss of gnosis, Ashe. Hesed, mercy, Ashe. Kavura, judgment, Ashe. Tifri, beauty, Ashe. Netzik, victory, Ashe. Had, glory, Ashe. Hassad, foundation, Ashe. Malkut, the kingdom, Ashe. The power, force, might, will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The primordial cosmic flower constantly blooming the absolute all into being, Ashe. The nine elements of the dragon: earth, air, water, spirit, darkness, light, the vortex, fire, and chaos. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. So, yeah, so much happening so fast. So here's the thing. It's it's not being distracted by all the bullshit and keeping our our mind on the prize, the real true prize. The real true prize is knowing the knowing and understanding of who and what we really are spiritually, mentally, that we have a primordial beginning before creation and after creation. So we're not from this creation, and and by knowing that, when you leave this creation, when you leave, transcend to the other side, you don't have to worry about getting sidetracked or falling into the pitfalls that would enable archonic forces to cause you to end up being recycled back into this shit all over again. Because, you know, when people pass over, they think that there's going to be a judgment, and there's these elements, these parts of us that will bring judgment. And if you fall for it, thinking that you're really human and that you were who you really thinking that you were, that's who you really were when you were on earth, you're going to feel guilty, and you're going to feel like you're going to have to come back and repeat this shit all over again and learn a lesson. And all it is just a trick to keep you coming back over, so your ass can be energy to keep this shit going and keep the the creators of this matrix in power, or that part of us, that impure part of us in power.
Right. See, it's all right to reincarnate as a human as long as you able to set up these things that in a spiritual sense will be called omens or prophecies or signs and symbols to bring you back into your awareness of who you were prior to coming into humanity. We've always done that. But the problem now is that there are beings in between humanity and the ancestral realm, and they have agendas to try to bring reincarnated souls back here for the benefit of creating realities, creating their realities,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And this is what we're dealing with right now. We've already transcended these beings right now. They're not even, long as we are constantly in fear, like they want us to be,
Hmm.
you will never realize your true essence, the true purpose, the true awareness of what you're supposed to be aware of right now. Because you operating in fear. Fear is always going to shut everything down as it pertains to your transitioning, your shifting. It's always going. That's why they bombarding us with all of these physical scenarios. Remind you, the physical world is an illusion.
Hmm.
So if you are being motivated and being dictated by the physical world, that shows where you at in your vibration, and you're going to create that reality because we don't understand the state of your vibration is what is the platform, or what you call the yeah, you can use it as the platform of what you create your own reality upon. Your energy that you're giving off is what you're going to create. They say you're going to give, it's like they talked about the laws of attraction, and they talk about how you're receiving what you're putting out, is you're receiving what you're creating through the energetic state you're in, right? If we let our emotions guide and be the hierarchy, let our even thoughts be the hierarchy. The hierarchy is actually neither or nothing. when you in this state of when you are not being driven by any parts of who you actually are, what you are the driver.
Well, also, we're transmitters and receivers of thoughts. So most of the thoughts that we have are receiving, we have to question those thoughts because they're, we might think they're our thoughts and they're really not our thoughts.
Well, they might be thoughts based in cultivation of like we've been cultivated in a certain vibration and we've been cultivating a
Yeah.
certain energy. So you're going to be affected by that. Mind you, we have been under subjugation for over 400 years.
Yeah.
And that subjugation took us off of our vibration. We are on another vibration based on that subjugation. This is
Yeah.
why it's necessary. I don't why is it that we're in the middle of the politics of a country from which we have no stake in, we have no
Mm-mm.
interest in,
Mm-mm.
we have we have no equality there. Why do we
No.
continue to do that? That's the mindset of someone who suffered from a psychosis. And the melanated people of this planet have to realize that everyone is living vicariously through us because we create this reality. Because we have the melanin frequency vibration that is the template, the main source energy that creates reality.
The divine spark.
Right. So it's
That is.
like whatever we're going through should be what the planet is going through. And it is, but it's being reversed in our heads because we got so much confusion. I'm not saying we supposed to have a synchronized thought, but I'm not saying we not supposed to either. We supposed to have a
Yeah.
synchronized similar to an extent. We supposed to be synchronized and we supposed to be on the same page about a lot. And we are not on the same page about really nothing.
Yeah. We're supposed to
And
be
that's kind of
on a similar vibratory or resonance.
right. So this is what is creating this fragmented reality where once
Uh-huh.
we get solid on who we are,
Yeah.
all of reality is going to react to that.
Yeah. Until then,
And that's
in
what we got to be
reality,
mindful of. Until then, the European is going to keep the European, for the most part, influences us more than we know that we influence them. More than we give reverence to the fact that we influence them. Like, for example, let me give you a perfect example. We will still even entertain, like the burden of proof is not on them, that the original science of the planet came out of melanated people society. The original science from which the Western world built itself, they just took from the ancient world, which is attributed to us. We are
mhm,
the one they talking about when they say the ancient ones, the ancient world. Whenever
yeah,
they talking about us,
yeah, they
right?
admit
So
they're bearing witness to that. White the pale faces are bearing witness to that.
this when they have us even debating that, that's showing you spiritually where we at as a people. Because we even entertaining like the burden of proof is on us. Like, no, the burden of proof, like the whole notion of us not being the autochthonous people. We are the only autochthonous people. Everybody else migrated here.
Yeah,
Everybody else migrated here. And this is not, we don't have to prove this. Y'all have to prove the opposite. That's why they're scrambling right now because this truth is coming out so heavily that this is like a main debate topic when the evidence is overwhelming.
you know what even makes it worse? that there's reports where these spaceships landed and these people came out standing 7, 8, 9, 10 foot tall, and they were all niggas.
Listen, brother. If there are beings, which I understand that there's no beings that live on, there are interdimensional beings that come here from other dimensions, but these beings have to be melanated if they able to travel between worlds, like between dimensions. Like, come on now. The only beings that can be able to accomplish that would be melanated beings.
Yeah,
Stop it.
and
Even beings.
even if it's from on the other side of the ice walls, you still have to be vibrating at a certain level to even, let's say we go over there, if we go past the ice wall and we're not vibrating at a certain level and we end up in one of those other continents, we won't be able to exist there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it all corresponds with a lot of the same shit where if you're not vibrating on a certain level after you leave here or whatever, then your ass gets recycled back.
Right. Or you are the ones who realize and come to self-realization that we're the masters of this shit. Why are we reacting at it from a human standpoint? We're
Well,
reacting to
that
this shit like a human. No, the hell? We created this. Why are we reacting like a human? That's
well, based on the Gnosticism, when there was the pleroma, okay, Sophia, she made Yaldabaoth, and Yaldabaoth created another realm that tried to copy the pleroma, and he found out about the pleroma, and he went to war against the pleroma, him and his archons, and they stole light from the pleroma and brought that light into this realm and used it to make copies of Adam Captain, which is how they entrap souls light
they
into
finite. They finite. That you're right. They finite though, and this is gonna eventually burn away in the center of these chaos fires, these chaos energies that's coming right now. Like this,
hmm
this is a phoenix energy coming, right? That's
well,
gonna cinder and scorch earth type. And I'm talking about on a spiritual level, because mind you,
hmm
y'all, the physical world is an illusion. I'm gonna keep repeating that.
hmm
And whenever I'm speaking from a spiritual standpoint, right? There is nothing outside of us. There is no AI Atlas physical thing coming to us. We're registering it as physical. That's the sensory perception trap.
hmm yes,
You know what I'm saying?
it's something
And
that's coming online within us. And if it is something out there, it's coming from it's coming from the other side of the ice wall.
all we looking at out there is a reflection of what's happening in the universe B.
Yeah.
So
Universe
man,
B
so
is the inner universe.
right, it's a reflection of that, and you can tell because up is down and down is actually up. I mean, from this perspective, when you're looking at it from the spiritual and of course from human perspective, yeah, you're affected by gravity. So I'm not talking about that. That's what I'm saying. But you you got to be mindful that you're collapsing those atoms into solidification with your own thought process, with your own vibratory state.
hmm
You are collapsing those atoms around you into this solidification state. You did
Yeah.
that. You're doing this.
Well,
We doing this.
yeah, we're doing this. That's because we're trapped light brought into the lowest form of existence.
True. Because
Okay.
I've done right. Humanity is like the lowest existence there is. One of the lowest existence there is.
For this thing called manus, which is a mental entity. And man is a mental being. It's not a physical being of matter.
True.
Okay,
True.
man has been reduced to matter, to physical matter. But man, in its true nature, is mental and spiritual.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It is the energy and the frequencies of manifestation. Right.
Mhm.
We are the epitome of that manifestation. Man is the epitome of manifestation.
Yes, absolutely. And mental,
So
and mental realm.
yeah,
That's
everything that is manifested is mental. Everything
yeah,
started in the mind.
yeah. That's
Right.
man. Yeah, man
Right.
and woman, the woman. Yeah,
I mean,
it all.
these simple self realizations will help me grow. It's like I understood that everything is in the mind and everything came from the mind.
Hmm.
That
And
simple principle allowed me to grow and realize outside of this box that they put you in indoctrination in school, right? It's a 3D box. And you put
hmm
yourself in it because your mind is actually projecting the box. And it's projecting the box based on your limited understanding of self, your limited understanding of your vibration, and how actually the shape of your reality is whatever you want it to be. It's multidimensional.
but you must also understand though that even though okay, this is not the true me, but the true self, the true higher self, has a dilemma. It's entangled with this dimension, this physical dimension. It's entangled with this physical body. And every
That's part
time,
of self mastery, though. That's part of self mastery. You know
yeah,
how when in ancient, I mean, in Eastern wisdom and all
hmm
of these practices, all about transcending the physical self, transcending
hmm
and allowing your spiritual self to take precedence and move matter with your mind. That is from the Eastern world, meaning that's part of the ancient world too. When you say in the Eastern world, you're talking about the ancient world, and that's we are progenitors of all that science. We are the progenitors of all that science. This
yeah,
is why there's a love-hate relationship between us and our genetic children,
hmm
which is every other human, so-called human being, because some of them don't even have they don't even they're not human beings. They're some type of imitation, you know what I'm saying,
they call
that
them
that has been
counterfeit
created.
spirit, counterfeit
Right.
spirits,
Tom Murray.
the Tamahu,
The the Tamahu, I
Tam,
mean. The Tamahu.
Tamahu,
Because Tamaray was Egypt. The Tamahu. Yeah, the
yeah, the
Tamahu
Tamahu.
are actual group of beings that exist amongst us that they just had hosts. They created hosts so they can live and they exist in a whole nother multiverse dimensional pocket of the universe, and they had to come express themselves in this verse because they are this evolution or this cycle that we go through. It affects the whole multiverse,
No, they were
right?
created to be hosts for an archonic and uh, for the archonic forces to inhabit, to be able to experience the physical
In fact,
world just like us.
yeah, to infect humanity. Really, it's a means to infect humanity because our evolution is very important to the whole multiverse and the cosmos, bro.
Yeah. hmm Yeah.
And that's why they
Yeah.
gotta they can't directly involve themselves with it, but they can create certain situations to where it's just like the 14th Amendment. They abolished slavery and involuntary servitude, but in the language and known if involuntary servitude was abolished, it implies that voluntary servitude is allowed.
But they
Meaning,
can use.
meaning contractually, if you don't understand contracts, you
Mhm.
are a slave right now. You're still a
Yeah,
slave because you don't understand contract.
yeah, and in these archonic forces have hosts that they can incarnate through or control to be able to enforce their will down here on the indigenous people to help keep us in line, keep us in check, so we continue manifesting the reality that they want us manifesting. And they got agents, physical agents down here that they can work through to see to it that that continues on.
So yeah, the sister that you shared with me, her name was I am frequency, I am God frequency.
Yes.
She was
Mhm.
right on point. Y'all
Oh
need to
yeah.
check her channel out. I am God frequency. That she's very
Hmm.
much on point. And the what she was talking about the Titan energy.
Hmm.
That is the energy we've been cultivated in, the Titan energy, and that's the energy that's expressing itself at this moment. Bobby Hemmett spoke
Hmm.
about the Titan energy too, right?
Yes.
Because the Titans were the ones who were reduced back to humanity,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
they were the ancient ones. They were the ones who were they're they're the fathers of the gods today.
Yeah.
They're
The
the mothers
parents
and
of
fathers of the gods. Yeah, they're the fathers, mothers, and fathers of the
and
gods today.
grandparents. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that whole Titan mythos is
Yes.
key too to understand. You got to understand that mythos too, right? Along with the Sumerian mythos, along with the
Hmm.
Kemetic
Mastered.
mythos,
Yeah.
along with the Native American mythos, right?
Hmm.
All of these mythos are
Same.
connected in an energetic. When you understand energy, when you
Hmm.
understand how when both these different cultures around the world was creating a formula, alchemic mental alchemy through creating these pantheons, right?
Yes.
They created a mental alchemy so that they can cultivate their own energy, create this whole vibration that was favorable for their evolution, their this process of going through these cycles that we have to go through.
And these entities that they create are real because they exist on the astral
Yeah,
realm
they're more
and
realer
the
than
thought
this
forms.
reality here. Yes,
Yeah.
they're more
And
realer
we
than
have the
whatever
ability to do
physical.
the same.
Right,
We're still doing the
they're more
same thing.
realer. They're more realer than any physical object you have in front of you.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
that's the flip in the shifting mindset that most have to get acquainted to, because right now, if you still are in the Western worldview,
Yeah.
you're not shifting. You're not shifting into the ancient worldview and
You're
understanding
lost.
the world from the ancient perspective.
You're lost. And the only thing you have is technology. And that can
Right.
only take you so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That technology is not like they talk about smart this and smart that. Just
Hmm.
because they're able to duplicate portions of our intelligence doesn't mean it's smart,
No.
right? This
Hmm.
AI, the only way it's smart is because humans allowed it to synthesize this knowledge of humanity. Like I never understood why are they asking the AI about the Akashic record when the Akashic record is your DNA.
Yeah, that's what the chick from God Frequency was talking about.
Right, the Akashic records is your DNA.
Yeah,
Right? You
so
remember
AI.
how they depicted the Akashic records as this library with all these endless rows going up That's the spiraling up of your content of your
DNA.
of your DNA,
Yeah, the helix.
right? So,
Mhm.
and that's the genetic memory. You have the genetic memory of all your multidimensional incarnations,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
And you got all of your ancestors that came before you genetic memory.
that's in
Genetic
melon.
memory goes genetic memory goes way farther in whatever you inherit from your ancestors physically or biologically. No, it's deep. Genetic memory is deep as fuck.
And
It's
mixed with
better. It's
melon.
way deeper than hereditary traits, bro. It's way deeper than hereditary traits.
Hmm.
Way deeper than that,
Yeah.
right? You can how this is deep. It's this deep, bro. Where they actually study how different groups, if you understand haplogroups, and how one group of people produced another group of people,
Yeah.
right? And they literally study these different uh inherited traits that go over to another group. This is deep science. I forgot what they call it. It's a science. It's a science behind that shit where they can actually basically do. That's how they came up with the human genome, which is the human genome. Y'all got to do your research. All they did with the human genome is exactly what they're doing with this AI shit, right? It's with they're just utilizing all of this data that is the organic world
Hmm.
in the organic world, and they're synthesizing that knowledge to create this scenario, not what they call it, not scenario, but
Singularity.
no, this simulation.
Oh, simulation. Yeah, they saying
They
this.
create a simulation,
This shit's supposed
right?
to reach the singularity too at some point.
Right. So the main objective is to get so many, and it was seemingly when I was thinking about it written initially, I was like, hell no, humanity is not going to voluntarily uh attach themselves to computers where we could become that dependent upon them. And it's like, no, it's happening. Humanity is actually selling themselves out to robots right now. I'm telling you, slowly but surely, they selling themselves out. So eventually, by imagine 10 years from now, based on the you know what I'm saying, the split reality where some people stay with the tyrannous vibration
Mhm.
and some people actually become free by
Yeah.
transcending this bullshit reality. The
Yeah.
people who don't transcend, I hate to see the reality y'all experience in the next 10 years.
Ugh. They're gonna have to deal. They're gonna be dealing with monsters, man. Because they got some hell of a shit underground waiting to come up when this shit, when everything goes black here. It's gonna be feeding time, baby. The Marcons are coming up to feed.
This is unity. They took a hieroglyph on an icon to explain the most powerful energy on the planet. You understand? You see the third eye? That's the third eye in you. See what I'm saying? That's powerful, man.
Well,
Was it-
go ahead, please, bro.
Oh, well,
You gonna wait till I start speaking and then try to cut me off.
okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, uh, man. Okay, so um, our souls are entangled with this shit, but our souls didn't come from here. We're eternal beings that existed before this creation, and by remembering that and understanding that before we leave here, after we leave here, whatever judgment we're going through, we're gonna, I mean, that's awaits, we're gonna bypass that shit and go to the real true light, which is the pleroma, and not the fake light, because they got a fake light waiting for you when you pass over. And in that fake light, it's going to feel so pleasant. You're going to see your relatives or Jesus or whatever the fuck
They
you
gonna play
believe
on
in.
your emotions like this in the demon when you going into the demon aspect of your act. The demons always, if you understand, if you look at some of these horror flicks,
Hmm.
they always play off your temptational, your ability to be tempted in your old shadow of avoidances. They want to pay off that, right?
Yeah.
And you got to just do the shadow work. This is the point of doing shadow work, because when you do shadow work, you come to grips with your shadow self. You come to grips with it. You realize that there is a dark aspect of you, right? And that dark aspect of yourself is another middle, like it's not who you are. It is a part of who you are. It's not who you are, right? And this is, you remember there was some type of vortex or some type of black hole a couple of months ago that they spotted, and I told you that that was something happening, us taking inventory at the time, because that was a point where we was literally coming to grips with all of our reality. I'm talking about humanity, right? It's coming to grips, and it was like taking inventory, sucking it, like taking it all in, right? I forgot what the name of the vortex or the black hole was, but
Oh,
these
I saw.
these
I
these,
saw.
these go ahead, these
Okay.
cosmic events, like you said, we have to realize the inner message that's happening from outside, because something is happening outside of us is telling us something that's going on inside of them. And when I say inside, I'm saying in our the spirit, the soul.
Mhm. The inner, the inner verse. Each one of us is a vortex leading to a whole nother dimension. And those vortex in us are called chakras. The main vortex is the heart chakra. I
True.
believe if you collapse all the chakras into one central chakra, it would be the heart. And that would be a doorway to a whole, to the inner world, the inner universe. So yeah, heaven is within. It's within.
True. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there are vortexes inside of us.
See, now that's taking that statement to another vibration, and you say heaven is within. Now you see what we mean, what this meant by saying that one. Because
Yeah,
actually it is.
yeah,
But
yeah.
guess what? Hell is within too.
Well, yeah, that's the root chakra. Heaven, I mean, heaven is supposed to be the crown chakra, and hell is the root chakra.
Right.
And we have many hundreds of chakras inside of our body, and each one of those chakras are like fucking galaxies, man, clusters of galaxies.
Right.
So when I be saying legions of armies, I'm talking about clusters of galaxies, that energy.
So
Because
did
that
you
energy
ever
is
see did you ever see the
Mhm.
Man in Black movie?
Yeah. Mhm.
Do
Which
you
one?
the
Which one?
cat Uranus?
No, that was
Was that
Orion.
Man
No,
Orion?
yeah, he had Orion. He had the belt
Orion
that,
Bell, yeah.
yeah, and that he had the that that little spear that had the universe in it.
Right.
But
That
you
was
know
a
what that's
that was a representation of the
pineal
black
gland.
dot. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
black
black
dot.
dot. Yeah, yeah, because in the black dot are those 72 thills, the 72 spirits, the Goetia,
And
and
then
each one of
the
those are
cat,
universe.
right. The cat is symbolic too because the cat, 9 lives. The fact that you ever heard of the Sherman cat experiment, the Sherman cat experiment, cat experiment, something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but they do an experiment, a superposition experiment where they show how in these different conditions would they create different condition vibratorily, right? Where the cat is both not dead or alive inside of a box. You gotta look this shit up.
Oh
They've
yeah, I
done
know
this
you.
experiment,
Yeah, it's on both sides. It's kind of dead and alive at the same time.
right? And if you ask me, I think they use the cat for that purpose because cats have this multidimensional aspect of themselves.
Yeah, they're here and over there at the same time. In other
Right.
words,
And
they're very connected to the spirit world.
and you also notice that cats have a distinct vibration that they just produce naturally, right? If you get and you start rubbing a cat, they will produce a certain vibration. Mind you, listen, rubbing a cat, it creates a electric magnetic force field when you're rubbing a cat. And you can when you hear that static, you create an electric magnetic condition. And then what does it start doing? It start vibrating,
Yeah, shit, you
right?
might be dead people.
No, once it start vibrating, it's creating a condition around your area, your environment that literally puts you in between worlds.
Yeah,
This is what this is why cats were basically venerated in Egypt so much. They said cats would just be roaming freely in Egypt because
yeah,
they were the tuning forks for these different experiences and states of consciousness and states of energy. They were like tuning forks to that.
hmm yeah, yeah. You can't serve both here and there at the same time.
Right. And the
Yeah,
concept of them having 9 lives, that's not coincidence. We got to understand. Go study the ancient understanding of why cats are known to have 9 lives.
mm. Well, I know 9 is the number of completion, and this year is a 9. This all the numbers to
Yeah,
this year.
2025.
Yeah, and it's the year of the snake too. So my birth number comes up to 9, and plus I was born year of the snake. So this is the year of the Kundalini. But actually, I'm calling this the year of the comets, man. We got 7 comets flying through our solar system right now. One of them spitting out carbon monoxide, which is melanin six, or carbon 666, or melanin. So that means third eye Atlas is melanin friendly.
Right. Vibrating resonant is a resonant frequency of melanin.
Yeah, I think that's that's something that we're doing. We're vibrating this energy. It's here for us and anyone else who want to tap into it. But mainly it's for us to take it to the next level. We can either use it to transcend this earth out of the third to the fourth and fifth dimension, or we can use it to transform ourselves out of this and back to the pleroma, which is where our souls come from, the fullness. But I think it'd be nice to do both. Transcend this world from the third to the fourth, fifth, and maybe even the sixth, seventh dimension,
Right.
and
I think
still
we
be
come to
able.
realize that. I think we come to realize that we can go in and out the flesh in any time we feel like it. We can come back here, and that whole disconnect between reincarnating and remembering who you are is over with. You can come back and if you want to, or you can leave if you want to. Like
Well, then that
that's going
means
to
not.
be like that has always been the norm, but we're coming to realize that damn, we can be in the flesh if we want to, or we can transcend beyond the flesh if we want to. It's
Well,
nothing that we've been doing that.
well, that means then we wouldn't. We can still be here and not be entangled to this shit.
I
At
mean,
the
we're
same
not. I
time.
mean, that's what we're coming to realize. We can
Yeah, we're
travel in
really
between.
not. Yeah, we were only duped, meaning
Right.
someone put blinders over our eyes and covered up our ears and put us in a dark room and
Right.
then turned on a fake light and put us in a fake garden, a fake world to keep us distracted and put us in comfort.
True.
Well,
True.
and
That
also
that comfort zone, that complacency that we've adopted, because that's like the number one inhibitor to our great the greatness of our melanin is the fact that it's chaos energy.
mhm,
So when you're dealing with chaos energy, it's always in a state of flux. It's always in a state of shifting and vibrating high, low, constantly at a accelerated rate. The Western world mentality makes us always slow that thing down. Like the whole concept of us adjusting to the Western world is slowing that energetic vibrational state down. When we are vibrant people, we are always vibrant. We are always shifting. We
yeah,
are
and
never
now
always solidification, and but we've been led to believe that that's what we stay solid and all that. No, we
keep it
we
real.
always fluctuating. We're like water. We're like the matter. How matter is supposed to be when it's between solidification and in between actually being loose. We're always
Mercurus,
in that state.
Mercurus are uh
Yes, yes, thank you.
yeah, are etheric,
Right.
vaporous state that can also solidify when it wants to, and then unsolidify,
True.
and not be entangled into the mess,
Right.
but
The
can.
entanglement aspect is the fact that we lost who we are, and like I said, we always traveling. We always going through these different states of consciousness and states of being. Always done that. We've never
Are going
been
through a struggle, certain levels of struggle,
right.
because through that and adversity can we awaken the true.
That and that's the thing. We are struggle, bro.
Hmm?
We are struggle. That not meaning that we endure. We are at our best when something is going wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when
I
shit
know.
come online.
I know.
Like
I know that.
when the chaos in Bill that's coming, that's inevitably to come.
Hmm.
Watch people endure in those states, in those
Yeah.
situations. They're gonna people gonna endure. We're gonna, like I said, that's why I keep on saying I can't wait.
Hmm.
Because you're going to see people's true colors, the true essence of who they are going to come out.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
where we at. But get your last words in, brother, because gotta get ready for the next show. We're going to pretty tough.
My last words in. Yeah, you're right. Our true colors are coming out. For someone like me, my true colors in a time of major struggle are something, or being threatened by something major. My true colors would be my hidden talents coming back online, psychic abilities, telekinesis, being able to move objects with my mind, being able to teleport, being able to sense things on a higher level, being able to manipulate matter, being able to bring things from the astral realm. Shit. Let me. Hey, sweetie, can I call you right back? I'm doing a podcast right now. Okay. I'm doing a podcast right now. That's why I haven't been able to give any attention to them. But after I'm finished, I'll get back with you. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot where I was. But yeah, these extra abilities, it's time for that shit to come back now, because the threat here is real. I mean, we got this AI thing. This government going crazy, all kind of shit going on. So it's time for our shit to come back online, and with that, we can um, manipulate this event that we're going through and make it uh, work in our favor. And you know, yeah, this is these times. This is a wonderful time to be alive right now, because these are the times where you can really find out who and what you really are. And when that shit come online, it's a beautiful thing. So it's time right now. We're at that point to where it's time for shit to come back online, and we can transcend this fucking you know we can split away from the world that's being and becoming destroyed, and become the world that we're supposed to be, a world where souls can come from the pleroma and having a physical experience in a world where they're not trapped, and they're free to grow and learn and experience things on the physical level, and then be able to go back to the pleroma and yeah, which is our real true home.
Right.
So 3i Atlas and all these seven comments mean something. Okay. I think it represents the seven chakras, the seven seals. I mean, my God, if you can't see the signs that are in heaven right now, I mean, if you can't see that this the universe is trying to tell us something, I don't think you'll ever get it. You'll never get it. I mean, this is the biggest wake up call that I can imagine. Seven comments at the same time. It's the universe is screaming, "Wake up, motherfuckers!"
Right.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I gotta. This shit was over since Prince said sung 1999, man. And
Mhm.
we're just looking at, all we're experiencing now is just them continuously perpetuating it through our own psyches and convincing us of the nonsense that is supposed to be relevant. We keep paying attention to them and deeming them as relevant, and they're irrelevant. Once in our minds, we come to realize that they're irrelevant. Whatever that is that influencing, that's pulling your spirit, it's irrelevant. And it's going to take a lot of nonsense to happen before we realize that. And we're gonna at the end of the day, we're gonna realize, like, why are we caught up in that shit? And it's going back to what you were saying. Damn, we was in a mental and a spiritual trap the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We was in a mental and spiritual trap the whole time. We snapped out of it and we like, damn. We was in that shit for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And not for the gods. It was just a glitch in the matrix for us, but for those who are like new souls that are coming, because there are new souls that are being coming back. It's important for us to change the paradigm, to change the vibration of this reality, so that these new souls coming can realize an Atlantis type experience and an Egyptian type experience on Earth. Right now, we are experiencing like the lowest vibrational state of humanity, right? And we know that humanity is like one of the lowest states, but it also can demonstrate some of the highest vibrational states, like Egypt, like Atlantis, like Lemuria, right? So most of those societies destroyed themselves, but I think it's another chance for us to create a society like that. Not in our lifetime, but we are laying the foundations for that, the seeds for another great Atlantis, but not with the flaws and things that made Atlantis destroy itself.
Yeah,
and that was my last word.
And not the decline.
Right.
Yeah,
That was my last word.
Okay. Well then, good night, America.